So morning lovelies, just beginning on your mat wherever you're comfortable. Seated, lying down, indoors, outdoors, on this lovely day that we have today. And just take a few breaths as you close your eyes. Notice how your body feels, because often we're holding so much tension around the shoulders and neck. And it's only when we draw our awareness to these areas that we think, goodness, I need to really relax here and let go. So just take an internal scan through how tight your face feels and the forehead, for instance. Any pressure around the temples and the muscles around the eyes. And just gently allowing the shoulders to drop. And as we come down to the chest, noticing the breath. And consciously bringing breath to belly. Noticing if we can relax our thighs and legs. And also aware of the moments that the tension sort of creeps its way back in and you can notice and release again. And just checking in with the quality of your breath. Does it feel shallow today? Laboured in any way? Or does it feel quite full and deep? Rooting down. Take that moment to imagine the roots going down into Mother Earth. And if you have a moment in your mind, you can just scan through your chakras, root, using the colours of the fifth dimensional energies. Root is platinum. Sacral is magenta. Solar plexus is a golden rainbow colour. And heart is pure white. Imagining a lovely royal blue at the throat. And both your third eye and your crown are crystal. So notice if these colours come to mind as I say them and whether you can conjure the vision in your mind. So if you're lying down, just take a moment to hug the knees in. If you're already seated with me, then just maybe roll the shoulders. Take a very gentle flex through the spine and we'll come up to seated for Zazen. Let's do the mantra mudra, peace begins with me, which is a lovely one for just settling the soul, I think. It just puts us in a very peaceful place when we say the word peace and within and me, quite often repeating it. So we'll use we'll start with the mudras, where we do the finger to the thumb, peace begins with me. Just repeating that. And then after a while, if you just want to relax the hand mudra, rest the hand, you can. But just stay with the mantra in your mind and allow that just to roll around and notice how it affects your energy when you say these words. So we'll take 5 minutes in this meditation. So just rest your hands on your thighs, close your eyes, and I'll talk through a few of them and then take it inwardly. So peace begins with me. 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 Just take that inwardly. If you want to relax the hands and just go with the mantra in your mind, you can do. Staying with your mantra, noticing if other thoughts wrap around the words. And just maybe one more time repeating it in your mind. Gently coming back. Just feeling how that feels within you, whether you feel more peaceful saying it over and over again. So this morning we're going to come into butterfly, our first pose. Popping your cushions away. And this lovely gentle stretch just to start feeling into our body. If you need cushioning under the thighs, just grab a couple of blankets or cushions here, and then just gently softening. Take your time in this pose just to enjoy that stretch develop through your back. Relaxing the tension around the hips. And noticing what you're holding in the upper back and shoulders, neck. Nice deep breaths. How do you feel in this pose today? Notice what emotions come up. Whether it feels gentle or taxing on you. Can you observe your inner dialogue? Or do your thoughts just run away with you? In this pose, we are helping to enhance liver and kidney energy, which when they're depleted, it's often because of anger or fear that disrupt the energy here, weaken the organs. Just following your breath. And just taking a few more breaths now, we'll really slowly and consciously come out. As we lift up, we feel the relief in the hips and around the sides. Just straightening your legs, coming into that lovely neutral spine. How does it feel today? A pose that we often do, but how does your body respond to it today? Be curious of what feedback you get around the outer body, your hips, the thighs, sort of curling around the buttocks. Nice long sigh. Relaxing your back and spine. And just observe how long it takes you as you lie here to really relax the muscles in your back. Sometimes just 2 breaths is all it takes, maybe 4 or 5 breaths before you feel like everything has softened. Notice also the muscles in your back that you find really hard to relax. There's a resistance there. So we'll hug our right leg in, then our left. Take your time, there's no rush with this practice. Enjoy moving slowly, just a nice little rock here, stretch up through the back, lifting the head. So coming up, we're going to come into mantis. So we've come into butterfly, we've taken the spine forward. We can have a lovely stretch out with the spine in this pose. So knees wide, feet can touch together, buttocks back to heels, and just a lovely stretch down here. Dropping the head. If you want a little pillow underneath your belly or chest, then that can be quite nice and supportive. Just choose if that feels right today. Let the arms relax, they don't have to be too rigid. A nice deep breath. As you let your chest sink to the mat, you can really notice perhaps what you're feeling between your shoulder blades and all the upper back muscles. Feeling the breath into the back of the body as well. If at any point you need to come out this pose for whatever reason, please do. Can you relax around your shoulders and upper arms? Check in with your wrists and hands and fingers. And noticing that perhaps tightness that you're feeling on the inner legs, inner thighs. Checking in with how you're feeling about this pose. If you're enjoying it, or if you're not, what's frustrating you? What's going on in the mind? Where is the resistance to surrendering and settling? Again, just check in with the shoulders. Notice if you're really holding into the upper back and whether that can just sink to the mat. If you want to, just for a few more moments before we come out the pose, you can bring your hands into prayer above your head, into what we call praying mantis, and perhaps you'll feel a little stretch in the triceps. And then we'll take a few more breaths here. Gently coming out, lifting your head slowly. And having sort of been in quite a compression in the legs, just notice how it feels to open them up and let all the fluids flow through your body again. finding neutral. So as you lie here, just having the opportunity to check in with where there's temperature changes in the body, where you can feel chi stimulated, slowly moving perhaps. That pose is really quite lovely for your stomach channel because you're resting on the shins, liver and kidneys, spleen. But also urinary bladder, which travels down and aligns along your spine. And also the arm meridians, lung and heart, and the large and small intestine. So what's lovely is not only do we enjoy our practice and how it feels physically, we are really affecting the health of our organs and the flow of chi and energy through our body. And exercising the internal organs in this way. So holistic and very nourishing. So when you're ready, let's hug in again. We're going to come into heart bench next, so you just need a couple of blocks. And you'll notice with that last pose, mantis, we did have, you could feel it around the chest, where we've dropped the chest to the mat and arms are extended. And so this is another lovely pose which works with our heart energy too. So taking one block that aligns along your spine, another block that you can rest your head on. And as always, just have a few moments to jiggle around with that block behind your back, sort of in the area of the heart, level with the heart, and coming down. It's best to have a little play with it first, get it in the right position where you're happy, and then you can actually relax into this one. It always feels a little bit hard and uncomfortable at first, but you do relax into it. Arms just resting wherever they're comfortable. Not too much of a curve into the lumbar spine, it's more of a opening in the chest. So when you've found the best position for you, just tilt the chin in a little, let the eyelids close. Draw your awareness to your breathing into the belly, movement up into the chest. And looking through where you're holding tension. Is it in the neck? The base of the skull perhaps, that occipital ridge? Opening your heart center. Throughout our day, excuse me, throughout your day, your chakras kind of expand and contract depending on what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what interactions you have with others. 1 minute your heart can be very open and loving, and in the next moment completely shut off and closed and protected and not open to anything. So coming into this pose is really healthy for balancing that. Sometimes we can be very open-hearted and to the extreme where we are taken advantage of our kindness and generosity, compassion. And then other times we can be hurt, sad, grieving, depressed, and everything closes up. So it's finding that lovely, balanced place. Feeling safe enough to have the heart open. Following your breath. Notice if your breath is quite shallow or whether it feels nice to take deep, conscious breaths here. So as we just take one more breath, just noticing the difference between the feeling the start of this pose where it perhaps felt quite uncomfortable to 5 minutes later, and whether you've sort of almost moulded yourself to this block. So when you're ready, just supporting yourself as you come up, lift your head first. Gentle engagement in the belly as you lift away, and then popping those blocks to the side. Come down, still with the memory of the feeling in that pose. And relax. Quite often, a lot of people hold tremendous muscle tightness and knots in the part where the block is on that back, the sides of the shoulder blades and along the spine. So it's a really quite a relieving pose if you're one that holds tension there. So just breathing, relaxing lower back and buttocks. And then we'll bring our knees in, give yourself a cuddle, rock yourself, and then we're going to come into hammock. So if you have your yoga straps handy, just take a few more moments to rock, and then we'll swing up for the strap. We'll start with the right leg. Pop the strap around your sort of the ball of your foot, and then I tend to lie down first, lift the leg, bend the knee, and then pop it round the back of the head, not the neck, the base of the head, where the skull bone ends is where you want the strap, and it just sort of covers the tops of your ears. And your left leg can be either bent or lying flat along the mat, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And then we will just enjoy this pose, either pushing into the foot to get a lovely little tug and a stretch through the neck and the back, if that feels right. Or you can just explore alternating and letting the head be heavy and feeling more of a stretch through the back of the leg and the hamstring and calf. There's a sort of a happy place in the middle between those two sensations where you can just kind of hang out. Close your eyes and just see if you can surrender to this pose, exploring how the feelings change. How does this pose make you feel? Lovely for your throat chakra. All yin poses connect with the root anyway, because we're on the mat. Noticing if the initial tension that you held in the back of your leg, that tightness is sort of loosening a bit more now. And breathing to your belly. Just exploring, pushing into the foot or letting the head be heavy again. Just enjoy the different sensations you get here. And if you want to, I always just like to take the last part of this pose, unhook the strap from your head, and then just hold it for a few moments and just allow your leg to move really slowly. Keep that yin style of energy and just notice how it feels to swing it to the side or across your body. How much of a different angle you can get and sensations in inner thighs as you swing your leg out wide or high or low. Bend into your knee if you need to. So interesting, isn't it? How when you move your leg high and wide, really low to the side, the different sensations you get. It's almost like you can sort of sense the nerves that run through the back of your leg, when the muscles engage, when they pull. So when you're ready, just gently lower down. You can just swap feet if you want to, have ready for the other side, but just have a moment just of stillness to absorb the feelings. That pause between the poses, so important. Where can you feel chi moving in your leg now? Perhaps your foot, outer or inner leg. And then we'll come into the other side. If you want to hug your knees in first, you can do. Otherwise, just bringing the strap to the left ball of the foot, round the back of the head. Again, just a reminder, base of the skull, not the neck. And exploring this side. Right leg either bent or flat to the mat. Entirely up to you, however it feels best. And you'll often feel slight difference. One leg often is perhaps a bit tighter than the other. If you've ever had sciatica in the past, you might notice there's difference in flexibility. Enjoying what feels best. The stretch through the leg as you let the head fall backwards. Or as you push into the foot, a nice gentle stretch around the neck. Maybe closing your eyes if they aren't already, and just allowing the breath to be very conscious and gentle. How does this pose feel to you? Do you like it today? And also the benefits of the legs being raised. It's restful on the heart. When you do allow the head to become heavy and the stretch develops in the back of the leg, where do you feel it most? Is it the back of your thigh, the hamstring? Or do you feel it a lot more around your calf, back of the knee, perhaps into the buttock? Following your belly breaths. Notice if you're tense in the abdomen, or if your right leg that's on the mat is tense in any way, or the buttocks. So if you want to just unhook the strap and play a little with swinging the leg wide or across body. Nice slow movements, and you can really feel how it changes sensation. And then when you're ready, let's just let the leg lower. Unhook your foot from your strap and just take a few moments to reflect on all the feelings that are going through your body now. Where can you feel chi moving? And then when you're ready, let's hug our knees in. We're going to come into a really nice restful bench pose with a cushion. Take a few moments to rock and massage your back. So today we've had various poses where we've curved into the spine, either forwards, stretch out with mantis, heart bench, working with upper spine and body, and bench now, still with upper body, gentle curve on the lower spine. So taking the cushion just a little bit further away from your body, just so that you're not curving into lower lumbar too much. It's more a lovely stretch through the upper body. If you need a block or something to support your neck, a small rolled hand towel is ideal if that's necessary. Otherwise, just coming back. Let yourself be supported today. What else does your body need today? Thinking about maybe what your mind needs, whether it needs quietness, solitude, or stimulation and company. Trying to relax everything here. Check in through your shoulders. Deep belly breaths. Notice if your tummy rumbles a little bit. That's not unusual. We've worked a lot of the meridians through the front and the back of our body. Noticing if this pose feels good today and whether it's one you could actually stay in for a lot longer than we normally do.
Just checking in with your internal dialogue in this moment. And very gently, we'll take one more breath here. Lifting our head slowly. Bringing the cushion away. And coming down. Lovely nurturing pose, that one. Nice long deep breath in and sighing. And then we'll come into relaxation now. So choosing if you want to stay on the floor or roll up to seated. So I often like to take a card. Last week we got some that we'd had previously before, the exact same two, so it'll be interesting to see what comes out today, if any jump out of the pack. And just taking one, closed eyes at random. It's nice to get a little bit of guidance every day. This is sometimes I come to these cards myself, just curious as to what little message might help me in my day. This one says Maya, and it may apply to you, it may not. Sometimes we can place these little messages. So it says schooling, study and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. We strongly recommend that you continue with your education because the additional information and experience will accelerate the fruition of your life's purpose. You may worry about having the means to go forward with this schooling, but we assure you that everything will be provided to you along the way. This educational process brings you great rewards. It enriches your understanding of your spiritual power and accelerates your memory and motivation towards your life's purpose. We will guide you to teachers, schools, books, funds, schedules, and all of the resources that are plentifully available to you now. So that might mean a course, or it could be how you're learning through a book, or learning from a mentor, or just picking up tips from someone that knows a little bit more than you. But life is all about learning, continuing our education. So just sit with that, whether that resonates, if you've been thinking about continuing with something or learning something. Enjoy the quiet time.
very gently. Just noticing how you're feeling as you're lying or sitting there. Just draw the thoughts back consciously and observe the inner dialogue for a moment. If we can encourage this conscious living throughout our day, where we're just very aware of what we're doing, what we're thinking in the moment. And so just beginning to feel your body again. If your mind did drift off, often we disconnect from the feeling of the physical. So just coming back and maybe just wriggling fingers and toes. If you're seated, just moving gently however you want to, shoulders and head. And perhaps hugging your knees in. And feeling quite joyful, knowing that the rest of your day, just intend it already, will be lovely. Everyone you meet, every interaction will be harmonious. You'll smile more often than not. You're conscious of nourishing yourself. All these positive things, just intend them into your day. So as you come to seated, join your hands together at heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.